Tariffs, those import taxes, are back in the spotlight, and this time their effects are more dramatic than ever. While tariffs have long served to protect domestic industries, they're now causing a seismic shift that's rattling the entire business landscape. The newest wave of tariffs is about to land Amazon with a jaw-dropping $13 billion charge. That's not just a hefty sum. It could be a pivotal moment for a company that thrives on global sourcing and lightning-fast shipping. For Amazon, this isn't a minor setback, it could redefine the rules of the game. But Amazon isn't the only one feeling the heat. When a powerhouse like Amazon faces a blow, the consequences ripple across the entire U.S. economy. Small businesses, suppliers, and everyday consumers all get caught in the fallout. It's a stark reminder of how interconnected our supply chains truly are. New trade policies have turned international business into a high-risk puzzle. Companies everywhere are racing to rethink their sourcing and pricing strategies. Every decision is under the microscope, and the urgency to adapt, or risk falling behind, has never been greater. That $13 billion hit isn't just a news story, it's proof that a single policy shift can send shockwaves through the whole economy. In today's connected world, no company or consumer is untouched by these changes. As Amazon scrambles to respond, the choices it makes now will influence not only its own future but the direction of American business as a whole. Supply chains are being reimagined, strategies overhauled, and innovation is now essential for survival. This story goes beyond tariffs. It's about the very foundation of our economy. What happens next will determine what fills our shelves, how much we pay, and the future of American business in a rapidly changing world. Amazon's promise, anything, anywhere fast, relies on a vast global supply network, especially in Asia. Every day, millions of products travel thousands of miles, crossing oceans and borders, to reach customers' doorsteps in record time. This intricate web of suppliers, manufacturers, and logistics partners is the backbone of Amazon's business, enabling the company to fulfill its ambitious delivery guarantees and keep customers satisfied. But now, tariffs threaten this model at its core, forcing Amazon to make tough choices, either absorb massive new costs or pass them on to sellers and customers. These tariffs, imposed as part of escalating trade disputes, act like a tax on every item that crosses a border, squeezing profits at every step of the supply chain. For a company that moves billions of dollars worth of goods each year, even a small increase in costs can have a huge impact. With razor-thin margins in retail, a $13 billion tariff bill could force Amazon to overhaul its entire operation, from sourcing to pricing. The company may need to rethink where it manufactures products, renegotiate contracts, or even redesign its logistics network to stay competitive. Every decision ripples through the system, affecting not just Amazon, but the millions of businesses and customers who depend on it. Millions of small businesses selling on Amazon are also at risk, as higher costs could wipe out their profits or drive them off the platform. For many entrepreneurs, Amazon is their primary sales channel, and sudden increases in fees or shipping costs can mean the difference between survival and closure. The ripple effects extend to employees, families, and local economies, making the stakes even higher. Amazon's global reach, once its superpower, now exposes it to the full force of trade disruptions. The very scale that allowed it to dominate the market now makes it vulnerable to shocks in any part of the world. A single policy change or border closure can disrupt the flow of goods, causing delays and shortages that echo across continents. The company must now navigate a world where its greatest asset, its supply chain, has become its biggest vulnerability. Leaders are scrambling to find solutions, from diversifying suppliers to investing in new technologies that can predict and manage disruptions. But the path forward is uncertain, and the pressure is mounting. The tariffs reveal just how fragile global commerce can be when politics upend the rules. In this new era, every link in the chain is tested, and the future of global trade and Amazon's place within it hangs in the balance. When tariffs are imposed, the impact doesn't just stop at Amazon's profits or its own operations. It sends shockwaves throughout the entire supply chain, affecting countless businesses and workers along the way. What starts as a policy decision quickly becomes a real-world problem for everyone involved in getting products from factories to your doorstep. With fewer imports coming in, shipping companies suddenly have less cargo to move, leaving container ships docked and truckers waiting for loads that never arrive. Distribution centers that once buzzed with activity now face long stretches of downtime. This slowdown doesn't just mean lost wages for workers, it also drives up costs for everyone, as companies scramble to adjust to the new reality. Warehouses, which are carefully designed to handle a steady flow of goods, now face a logistical nightmare. Some days, shelves sit empty, making it impossible to meet customer demand. Other times, unexpected shipments create a glut, with boxes stacked to the ceiling and nowhere to go. This unpredictability makes planning nearly impossible and forces companies to spend more just to keep up. The pain doesn't stop there. U.S. manufacturers who rely on imported parts and raw materials are hit with higher costs due to tariffs. This makes it more expensive to produce goods domestically, putting American-made products at a disadvantage both at home and abroad. Even factories that don't import directly feel the pinch as their suppliers pass on increased costs. The supply chain isn't a simple line from point A to point B, it's a complex interconnected web. Disrupting one link like imports sends tremors throughout the entire system, causing delays, confusion, and inefficiency at every stage. Tariffs that are meant to protect American jobs can end up doing the opposite, hurting everyone from dock workers at major ports to employees at small-town factories. Layoffs, plant closures, and labor unrest become all too common as businesses struggle to adapt. Amazon's struggles are just the tip of the iceberg. A highly visible example of a much deeper disruption that's rippling through the entire economy, affecting companies large and small. In the end, efficiency is sacrificed, costs rise, and uncertainty becomes the new normal. Businesses everywhere, from local shops to global giants, are left dealing with the aftershocks of a supply chain that's been thrown into chaos by tariffs. While Amazon has resources to weather a trade war, small businesses on its marketplace are far more vulnerable. Many rely on affordable imports to survive, but tariffs can instantly erase their profits or force them to raise prices and lose customers. Unlike Amazon, these sellers can't easily switch suppliers or move production. They're stuck absorbing losses or risking extinction. When small businesses struggle or close, local economies suffer, jobs disappear, and Amazon's marketplace loses its diversity. The tariffs intended to help American industry often end up crushing the entrepreneurs who drive innovation and growth. Amazon depends on these sellers for its vast selection. If they vanish, so does the platform's appeal. In this trade war, small businesses are the collateral damage. At the end of the supply chain is you, the consumer, who ultimately pays the price for tariffs. Higher import costs mean higher prices on everything from electronics to everyday essentials, shrinking your purchasing power. This isn't just about paying more, it fuels inflation, making your money worth less and stretching household budgets thin. The Federal Reserve may raise interest rates to fight inflation, making loans and mortgages more expensive and slowing the economy. Tariffs can also shrink your choices, as some products become too costly to import or simply disappear from shelves. The result? You pay more for less, and the standard of living takes a hit. Economic policies made in Washington have real, costly consequences for families everywhere. Tariffs are as much about politics as economics, a tool to pressure other countries and protect U.S. industries. But this high-stakes gamble often sparks retaliation, triggering trade wars that hurt the very businesses and workers they aim to help. Companies like Amazon are caught in the crossfire, forced to navigate chaos and uncertainty that make long-term planning nearly impossible. The debate is fierce. Some see tariffs as tough medicine for unfair trade, others as self-inflicted wounds that disrupt supply chains and raise prices. Policymakers face a tough balancing act, pursuing national interests without wrecking the economy. The clash between political goals and economic realities leaves companies scrambling to adapt. In this chess match, Amazon and its sellers are just pieces on the board. Amazon isn't standing still, it's fighting back with every tool it has. The company is racing to diversify its supply chain, seeking new suppliers in countries outside the tariff crosshairs. Technology is Amazon's secret weapon. Data and analytics help it predict tariff impacts, optimize sourcing, and even steer customers toward tariff-free products. Amazon may front-load inventory before tariffs hit or use algorithms to protect its margins. In Washington, Amazon's lobbyists are making the case that tariffs hurt consumers and small businesses alike. Internally, Amazon is doubling down on automation and efficiency, squeezing every dollar to offset rising costs. It's a multi-pronged defense: global sourcing, tech innovation, political pressure, and relentless cost-cutting. Every move is about survival in a world where the rules keep changing. The current trade war could mark the end of an era. Globalization is giving way to regionalization and resilience. Companies may shift to shorter, more local supply chains, even if it means higher costs, to avoid future shocks. Expect a surge in automation and advanced manufacturing as businesses try to bring production closer to home. This shift could transform jobs, requiring new skills and changing the face of industry. For consumers, the days of ultra-cheap, endless variety may be over. Reliability and quality could matter more than rock-bottom prices. New trade agreements may focus on stability, labor, and environmental standards, not just low tariffs. The aftershocks of today's trade disputes will shape the global economy and your shopping cart for years to come.